A second witness, a police officer, has been called to the stand to testify in a trial of Joslin Smith in Saldanha Bay Circuit High Court today. 7-year-old Joslin went missing a year ago. The officer has thus far been recounting the events of the 19th of February when the child went missing. He says they received a call from radio control to say a child was missing in the Middelpos informal settlement. He also testified that Joslin's mother, Kelly Smith, was standing on the roadside, stopped them and said her child had disappeared. Smith, Middelpos, as well as a third co-accused, Stefano van Rijn, have pleaded not guilty on the 2 charges they are currently facing. Our reporter Corbin August and video journalist Spio Hobasi have more.
Well, yes, indeed. Good day to you and to the viewers. Of course, it's day 2 of the trial into the disappearance of little Joslin Smith, who went missing here in Saldanha on the west coast more than a year ago now. And in day 2, another police officer who was one of the first responders when the incident was reported that she is missing, started giving his testimony here at the court, which is sitting in Saldanha, during the course of today's proceedings. Of course, during his testimony, we heard him describe his experiences and the interactions and the actual search operations that were launched initially between him and his colleague, another police officer who gave testimony during yesterday's court proceedings. But joining us now, we do have the spokesperson for the National Prosecuting Authority here in the Western Cape, Eric Ntabazalila, to just talk to us more about what unfolded here today during court proceedings. Eric, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for talking to us. Maybe just give us a bit of an update.
Yes, thanks for the opportunity. Yes, I can confirm that Constable Kobese, Luzuko Kobese, who was a partner of Constable Gongota, when on that night of the 19th of February last year, took the stand. He's the second witness in the state's list of witnesses. He mostly collaborated what Sergeant Gongota said, that they got the message from the station that there was a missing child, so they responded and went to the area where the child was was missing, and then they met with Kelly, who reported to them that her child was missing. One of the things, one of the things he collaborated is that when they met with Kelly, she looked calm. She didn't look like someone who's hysterical. She was not hysterical, like someone who's just lost a child. They went up around searching for the child. Later on, they met during the search during the night. They met with Kelly's boyfriend, Buddha. And one thing he said was that she was almost in tears, very happy to see her boyfriend, which is something also Constable Gongota said. She also mentioned to them that during the course of the day, she did go to her house to check whether her boyfriend has taken the gas canister to be filled, because she was concerned, which is also something that Constable Gongota mentioned, that she was concerned about the gas canister. Also, the other part is, she did not ask him, when they first met, she did not ask him about the missing child. Not at all, which is what both constables have said, which was collaborated now. So what we're waiting for now is to continue with the testimony, and then after that it will be cross-examination.
Okay. And following the testimony that the first Constable Gongota gave, the defense also did some cross-examination. And how does the state feel about that cross-examination?
Look, there was nothing much that he confirmed whatever he said, and he stood by his evidence, his testimony, and we are happy so far with what he said and how he responded to the questions. And now then we'll wait for this Constable Kobese to do his testimony, and we are also confident that he will also stand by what he said, because these are the people who were there on the day. They were the first respondent, so they can't be saying something that's not there. But what we also liked was, if you listen to their evidence, it differs a bit in here and there, but not major, which is a good thing, because it shows that it was not rehearsed. It's something someone says based on what he or she, based on what he observed on the night of the incident.
And then a big part of what we've heard in these first two testimonies from these two police officers is just also around the contradicting versions that Kelly gave them when she was reporting the child missing. So initially there was one version, and then later on when they met up with Buta, there was a different version. Maybe just expand a little for us on that.
Yes, the major one was that she never mentioned to them earlier that she did go home during lunchtime to check. She was concerned about the gas canister being filled. That is something I'm sure the defense will take it up during the cross-examination.
Okay. Well, Eric, I think we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for your time. All of the best. Sure. Well, of course, that was the spokesperson for the Western Cape NPA, Eric Ntabazalila, who was just giving us that update on what has unfolded so far here during court proceedings in Saldanha on the West Coast during the trial into the disappearance of little Joslin Smith. Of course, at this stage, during the state's case, they have argued that when Kelly initially reported her child Joslin missing, and when she actually met up with her boyfriend later during a search, there are two differing versions of the missing report that she gave to the police. And another striking fact that has been presented during the state's argument is that Kelly wasn't too concerned when they eventually met up with her boyfriend during the search looking for Joslin. And when she perhaps should have been asking questions about the whereabouts around Joslin, she was instead asking questions about gas that should have been filled when she met up with her boyfriend later. The case continues.